everybody, I have here the decks I'm using for the month of September. Each month I pick a different tarot deck to work with. So I have my tarot deck here, I have an oracle deck that I pair with. I also have usually a cartomancy deck too, and then I have my affirmation deck. So let's get started. Let's take a look at what I'm using for the month of September. So let's start with the tarot deck. So as I drop things, you cannot see over here, but I have art supplies over here and I just knocked them over. Okay. I have here, this is the Tarot of the Vampires. Okay, let's make sure I don't knock these over. I have it here in this black velvet bag. I've had this deck for a long time. So you can see from this deck, I don't know if it shows up on the screen, but there's a lot of like chipping and stuff. And that is because this deck, I got this deck, I think, in 2011. So this deck is about 12 years old. So, you know, it's seen its fair share of stuff. This what came in the older Llewellyn packaging, which was kind of like the softer box. So I did get a little pouch, a little black velvet pouch to put it in. I haven't used this deck in a while and I really wanted to reconnect with it. I saw Simon from the Hermit's Cave opening the new Tarot of Vampires released by Llewellyn. It looks really great, and that kind of gave me a hankering to kind of reach out to this deck and connect with it and use it for the month of September. I'm getting into spooky season, getting into the fall, and I thought a vampire deck would be a great way to kind of, you know, bring on the spooky season. So this particular deck, I love the artwork in it. Instead of pentacles, they have skulls. There's the Tower, the Ace of Scepters, the Grails are the cups. We've got this beautiful snake here. I love the greens and the reds in here. It's really beautiful. Nine of Scepters. The knives instead of the swords. The star there, very beautiful. Grails. So you can see, you know, they've changed, like, you know, wands is scepters, skulls is pentacles, knives, you know, instead of swords, grails instead of cups. It's very beautiful. It's very like, it's very body beautiful, of course, and it's vampires, so of course, right? Magician, I just think it's got this lovely, like, dark, romantic kind of vibe. It's got like a very gothy kind of vibe. I just think it's really lovely, and seeing him unbox that deck made me really want to go back and connect with this particular deck. I love the purples on this, like this Ace of Skulls with these beautiful purples, like the reds and greens and purples and blues in here with the black are just so lovely. It is kind of, you know, a darker deck. I know it's not going to be, you know, everyone's taste. The book that comes with this, it's titled Phantasmagoria, is amazing book. Lots of great references in here. This is not really an RWS clone. There are some, you know, images there, but it's kind of its own thing, which I think is like pretty cool. We've got this mermaid type creature here with the Five of Grails. It's very beautiful. This Four of Knives. It's a lovely, cool deck. Very sexy deck. So that's what I'm going to be working with for the month of September. And I'm going to be pairing it with the Les Vampire Oracle as well. So this, I'm just going to zoom out for a second here, is again a deck I've had for a long time. This is Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Really nice deck. Love the royal sort of purpley blue there. Got our book in there. These are the backs. I think the backs might have changed. This is an older edition. I probably got this back in, like, I don't know, 2015 or something like that, 2014. So I think these just pair together really well. So you've got Prey, Eight of Knives. I like the red and the red. Death Rites. Seven of Grails, the Devil, and Sacrifice. Like, I think they just look really, really nice together. Colors and everything. This deck is a lot of fun. I like the art history references in here as well, which Jasmine Beckett Griffith often does. But it's like, it's a fun sort of, it's a fun dark deck, if that makes sense. It's dark, but it's fun. But the, you know, if you look at the book, the meanings, you know, are quite deep. Like it's a really nice deck to work with. It says witness, to know personal evidence, to speak out, and then the Seven of Knives. That's quite the combination there. The Sun and the Monster Within. There's some of her older work which you know, I'm not as keen on, but I appreciate that she shows different work across time. Got the Five of Knives and Knowledge. Nine of Skulls and Faith. Like, it's just, I think they look really beautiful together. I think they will pair together really, really well. So next, I often read with tarot. I'll read it in conjunction with cartomancy. So I have the Lustrous Norman here by Cyril Marchetti. I got this earlier this year, late last year. That's the book there. Really beautiful. And I wanted to work with this fall. So I'm hoping that these two will go together really well along with the Oracle deck. It's a bit of a brighter, but I kind of like the Lenormand, like as far as color schemes, but I sort of like, you know, that sort of old-fashioned, sort of, you know, romantic kind of look, which I think they go really well together. Oh, I like that, the bear and then Five of Scepters. Three of Scepters. Some of the colors. Justice and the Letter, interesting. Birds and the Empress. Yeah, I think these will all pair together really, really nicely. I like the gold and the gold. Like, there's a lot of like golds going on here, which I think supports. Three of Skulls and the Tree. Ace of Grails and the Ring. Fortune and the Child. Prince of Scepters and the Woman. Six of Skulls and Clover. So, you know, I think these are going to pair together really, really well. So I like that. This particular Lenormand has a few extra cards. Like, for example, the Well is not a traditional Lenormand card. I think there's about, how many are in this particular deck? Just looking at the back here. Let's see what they, I think there's 41. 43, because he added some of his own. So there's like a little bit of his own twist there with Tony Savory and Cyril Marchetti. So next is one that I don't use so much in readings for other people, but more just for myself. We're getting into the fall, and that's when I pull out my fall affirmation deck. And so for me, that is the Wisdom cards by Louise Hay. I think just the orange sort of makes me think, oh, okay, time for fall. These are just some really great, you know, little affirmation cards. I usually pick one a week to work with as far as an affirmation. This one turned up as like very fall, very witchy. It says, I create wonderful new beliefs for myself. I can heal myself on all levels. See, it makes me think of fall. There's a lot of fall imagery in this. All my changes are easy to make. I release all old hurts and forgive everyone, including myself. That's very important. Forgive myself for any wrongdoing. Yeah, it just has like a fall vibe to it for this one with some of the colors and the imagery. There's lots of oranges in this one. Motivated by love. It's just like really, I always have a choice. I am one with everyone on the planet. They're just like these lovely, nice thoughts that, you know, I use in my practice for myself. Each week I pull an affirmation to work with. So yeah, so that is what I'm working with for the month of September. You know, besides these ones here, if you are interested in getting a reading from me through my Etsy shop, or if you are on my Patreon, I do have subscriptions where people get, I do have what I should say, levels, where each month you get a private reading from me. These are the cards that you'll see. You'll see the Tarot Vampires, you'll see the Lustrous Lenormand, and you'll see the Oracle of Vampires as well. So if that's something you're interested in, you can definitely check out the links below. Again, thank you to all of you for watching, for all of your support. Let me know what you're working with for September, or do you like these decks? What are your thoughts on them? And a big, big thank you to my patrons. You guys keep me going. You guys are awesome and amazing. Thank you so much. And as always, to everyone, peace and love and